Hello everyone, welcome to an academy. This is Ashwath. Today we'll be discussing about human neural system or human nervous system. So the human nervous system is divided into two types, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system includes the brain and spinal cord, while the peripheral nervous system includes all the nerves that are associated with brain and spinal cords. So there are two types of nerve fibers in PNS. They are efferent nerve fibers and efferent nerve fibers. Let us see the functions of both efferent and efferent nerve fibers. The efferent nerve fibers send the signals from tissues or organs to the CNS, and the efferent nerve fibers they help in regulatory signals from CNS or central nervous system to tissues or organs. The peripheral neural system is divided into somatic neural system and autonomic neural system. The somatic neural system they relay the information from central nervous system to skeletal muscles, and the autonomic neural system they send the information from the CNS to involuntary organs and smooth muscles. The autonomic nervous system is divided into two types, sympathetic neural system and parasympathetic neural system. So, let us study the structure and functional unit of a brain, which is called as neurons. The body of neuron is divided into three categories: cell body, dendrite and axon. Cell body contains some cytoplasm and small granular bodies called as Nissl granules, and the dendrites, these are the extensions of cell body. The axons are the long slender fibers having synaptic knobs at the distal end. In this slide we can see the diagram of a neuron, where we can differentiate the three parts of a neuron. From here to here it is called cell body, and this part is called axon, and this area is called as dendrite. Okay, these are extensions of cytoplasm, and in the cytoplasm there are small granules called as Nissl granules. In the center of the cell body there is a nucleus. The extension of cell body is called axon, which undergoes several branchings and finally ends with the synaptic knobs. Okay, there is a sheath which covers the axon. This is called as myelin sheath. These are developed by Schwann cells, and the gaps between these sheaths are called as nodes of Ranvier. These synaptic knobs have some chemicals called as neurotransmitters. They help in transferring impulses. Based on the number of axon and dendrites, neuron is divided into three types: multipolar, bipolar and unipolar. Based on the number of axons and dendrites, neurons are divided into three types: multipolar, bipolar and unipolar. In the multipolar neurons, one axon and two or more dendrites are present. In the bipolar axons, one axon and one dendrite is present. In the unipolar axons, cell body with one axon is present. These type of multipolar neurons are seen in cerebral cortex, and bipolar neurons are seen in retina, and unipolar neurons are seen during embryonic stage. Based on the myelin sheath, axons are divided into two types: myelinated axons and non-myelinated axons. These axons have Schwann cells. They develop myelin sheath around the axon, hence they are called as myelinated axons. In the non-myelinated axons, the axons are enclosed by Schwann cells, but they do not produce myelin sheath. Okay, the gaps present between these myelin sheath is called as nodes of Ranvier. In this diagram, we can see the difference between myelinated axons and non-myelinated axons. Axons with myelinated sheaths or myelinated nerve fibers are present in spinal cord and cranial nerves, and axons without the myelin sheath or unmyelinated nerve fibers are seen in autonomous and somatic neural systems. Okay, coming to transmission of impulses. A nerve impulse is transmitted from one neuron to another neuron by synapses. What is a synapse? Synapse is nothing but an area where a presynaptic neuron and a postsynaptic neuron meet. The area where the axon terminal of a first neuron and the dendrite of the second neuron joins. This area is called as synapse. Okay. As we know that synapse is a junction between presynaptic neuron and postsynaptic neuron. They are separated by the synaptic cleft. Synapses are of two types, electrical synapses and chemical synapses. In the electrical synapses, the membrane of pre and postsynaptic neurons are very close to each other. Due to this, electric current can flow directly from one neuron to another neuron. So, the transmission of impulses via this process will be easy and is similar to transmission of impulses within a single neuron or axon. Therefore, electrical synapses are always faster than chemical synapses, but these electrical synapses are rare in our system. Coming to the chemical synapses, in this the membrane of postsynaptic and presynaptic neurons are separated by a fluid filled space called as synaptic cleft. Okay, in chemical synapses, the presynaptic neuron and postsynaptic neuron are separated by a fluid filled space called as synaptic cleft. What happens is, in the presynaptic neuron area, the axon terminals have synaptic vesicles. In these synaptic vesicles, neurotransmitters are produced and these are released finally into the synaptic cleft. Okay, the synaptic vesicles, they produce neurotransmitters and release them into the synaptic cleft area. During a chemical response, neurotransmitters from the seminal vesicles reach to the synaptic cleft. Here they bind to the receptors of postsynaptic neuron. Okay, they bind to the receptors of postsynaptic neuron. Then the new impulse is generated and is transmitted along the postsynaptic neuron, and this process is vice versa. It starts from one neuron, goes to another, and it transmits to one another. In this diagram we can see the presynaptic membrane and postsynaptic neuronal membranes. These are the seminal vesicles. These are the synaptic vesicles. In these synaptic vesicles, neurotransmitters are produced, and these synaptic vesicles containing neurotransmitters, they are transferred to the synaptic cleft area. This is the synaptic cleft area. Okay, this is synaptic cleft area. This is postsynaptic neuron area, and this is presynaptic neuron area. These two are separated by a fluid filled space called as synaptic cleft, where the neurotransmitters from the synaptic vesicles reach the synaptic cleft. Here, after reaching the synaptic cleft, what happens is these neurotransmitters are taken by the receptors of postsynaptic neurons. I hope you are clear with this concept. Thank you so much.